Are you thinking about bringing a gerbil into your home? You're in for a treat. These small, inquisitive rodents are full of energy, personality, and charm. Often overshadowed by their more famous cousins like hamsters or guinea pigs, gerbils are underrated pets that offer an ideal blend of entertainment, companionship, and ease of care. They're fascinating to watch, easy to bond with, and, when given the right setup, can thrive and bring joy for years. In this beginner's guide, we'll cover everything you need to know about caring for a pet gerbil. What they need, how they live, what they eat, and why they just might be the perfect addition to your family. Is a gerbil the right pet for you? Gerbils are a wonderful choice for people who want a small, active pet that's fun to watch and easy to keep. They're especially popular with older children and adults who are interested in observing natural animal behavior. Unlike hamsters, which are usually nocturnal, gerbils are crepuscular, meaning they're most active in the early morning and evening. This makes them much more likely to be awake and interacting during your own waking hours. They are naturally social animals and do best when kept in pairs or small same-sex groups. A single gerbil can become lonely, bored, and depressed without the companionship of one of its own kind. So if you're thinking about getting one, be prepared to get at least two, preferably siblings or a bonded pair. Gerbils are also relatively low maintenance once their environment is set up properly. They don't need frequent baths, they don't smell as much as some rodents do, and they tend to stay clean on their own. That said, gerbils are better for people who enjoy watching rather than constantly handling. They're quick and agile, and while they can become tame with time and care, they usually don't enjoy long cuddles or being held tightly. If you're looking for a small pet you can snuggle with, a guinea pig or rat may be a better fit. But if you're looking for a clever, fast-moving companion who loves to dig, explore, and interact in its own way, gerbils might be perfect for you. Choosing your gerbils. There are around 100 species of gerbils in the wild, but the one kept as a pet is usually the Mongolian gerbil. These friendly, hardy rodents come in a variety of coat colors and patterns, from sandy golden to black, white, and agouti, which resembles their wild look. Most gerbils you'll find in pet stores or rescue centers are between 6 and 12 weeks old, and at that age, they're curious and adaptable, perfect for bonding with new owners. If you're choosing gerbils from a breeder or a pet store, look for animals that are bright-eyed, alert, and active. Healthy gerbils will have clean noses, glossy coats, and should move quickly and confidently. Avoid any gerbil that seems lethargic, wheezy, has bald spots, or crusty eyes or nose. Try to pick a same-sex pair to avoid unexpected litters, and make sure they're already bonded. Introducing two unfamiliar gerbils later on can be difficult and sometimes dangerous, as fights may break out. Setting up their home. Gerbils are desert animals by nature, and their behavior in captivity reflects this. They're natural diggers and burrowers, which means they need an enclosure that allows them to dig, tunnel, and build their own little underground world. The best habitat for gerbils isn't a traditional wire cage. It's a glass or plastic tank with a secure mesh lid. A 20-gallon tank is a good minimum for two gerbils, but the more space you can give them, the better. Fill the bottom of the tank with a deep layer, at least 20 centimeters, of bedding material that holds its shape, such as aspen shavings, paper-based bedding, or hemp. Avoid pine and cedar, which can cause respiratory problems. With the right bedding, your gerbils will happily build elaborate tunnels and nests, often rearranging them daily. It's one of the most fun things to observe as a gerbil owner. Inside the habitat, you'll want to add hideouts, tunnels, platforms, and chew toys. Gerbils are active and intelligent, and they need both physical and mental stimulation. Wooden houses, cardboard tubes, bridges, and climbing structures give them opportunities to explore and stay busy. They also love sand baths. Use a ceramic bowl filled with chinchilla sand, which helps keep their fur clean and oil-free. Sand bathing is natural behavior for gerbils and highly enjoyable for them to do regularly. What do gerbils eat? A gerbil's diet should be made up primarily of a high-quality, balanced gerbil food mix. This usually includes a variety of seeds, grains, and dried vegetables that are specially formulated to meet their nutritional needs. Avoid feeding them food designed for other rodents like hamsters or mice. It might not contain the right balance of nutrients for gerbils. In addition to their dry food, you can supplement their diet with occasional treats like small bits of carrot, apple, broccoli, or leafy greens. Be cautious with sugary fruits. Gerbils have sensitive systems, and too much sugar can lead to health issues. Always wash fresh food and offer it in small amounts to avoid spoilage. Do not feed your gerbils citrus fruits, chocolate, onions, garlic, or anything processed. Fresh water should always be available, ideally in a water bottle with a metal spout mounted to the side of their enclosure. Make sure to check the bottle daily to ensure it's not blocked and that the water is clean. Gerbils don't drink a lot of water compared to other rodents. They're adapted to dry environments, but they still need a constant supply. Handling and bonding. Gerbils can be tamed quite easily if handled gently and regularly, especially when they're young. Start by placing your hand inside the tank and letting them come to you. You can offer a treat like a sunflower seed or a small piece of vegetable, and let them sniff or climb onto your hand at their own pace. Don't grab at them from above, which can trigger a fear response. As in the wild, predators usually strike from above. When you do pick up a gerbil, scoop it up with 2 hands or let it walk into a small cup and transfer it gently. Avoid holding them too high off the ground in case they jump. Gerbils are fast and agile, and they might leap out of your hand if startled. Keep handling sessions short at first and gradually increase them as your gerbils become more used to you. Over time, many gerbils will learn to approach you when you come into the room, take food from your hand, and even climb onto your arm for a quick explore. While they don't generally enjoy cuddling, they can form strong bonds with their owners and come to recognize your voice, smell, and routine. Understanding gerbil behavior. Gerbils are endlessly entertaining to watch, and once you understand their natural behaviors, you'll appreciate them even more. They are naturally tidy animals that usually pick one corner of the tank for their toilet area. They're active, curious, and love to dig, chew, and rearrange their space. You may see them stand up on their hind legs to investigate new sounds or scents, drumming their back feet as a warning signal if they're startled or sensing danger. Gerbils also sleep in short bursts throughout the day and night, so you'll often see them resting together in their nest, then suddenly burst into action to dig or play. Because they live in groups in the wild, gerbils are constantly communicating with each other. You may hear soft chirps, squeaks, or purring sounds between cage mates. This is all part of their social dynamic. Chewing is a big part of gerbil behavior, so always provide safe items for them to gnaw on. Wooden blocks, untreated sticks, cardboard, and chew toys. This helps keep their constantly growing teeth in check and prevents boredom. Keeping the habitat clean. One of the best things about gerbils as pets is that they're naturally clean. They produce very little waste compared to some rodents, and because they tend to use one spot as a bathroom, their tank doesn't get dirty as quickly. This means less smell and easier cleaning. Still, you'll need to do spot cleaning every few days, removing soiled bedding or uneaten fresh food. A full tank clean can be done every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how many gerbils you have and how large the tank is. Try to preserve part of their old bedding or nesting material when you clean. It helps them feel more at home in the newly cleaned space. Wash water bottles, food dishes, and sand bath bowls weekly. Rinse everything well and avoid using harsh chemicals. Plain hot water or a mild pet-safe disinfectant will do. Common health concerns. Gerbils are generally healthy and hardy, but like any pet, they can develop health issues. The most common problems include respiratory infections, overgrown teeth, tumors, and tail injuries, often caused by rough handling or improper restraint. If your gerbil is sneezing, wheezing, losing weight, has bald patches, or appears lethargic, it's important to consult a vet, preferably one who has experience with small animals. Gerbils can also develop seizures, particularly when startled. These usually don't require treatment and tend to become less frequent with age. Still, if you notice frequent or severe episodes, mention it to your vet during a checkup. preventing illness is mostly about good care. A clean environment, a proper diet, plenty of stimulation, and gentle handling go a long way toward keeping your gerbils healthy and happy. How long do gerbils live? With proper care, gerbils typically live about 3 to 4 years, though some may live a bit longer. Their relatively short lifespan means they're a good choice for those who want a pet, but may not be ready for the decade-long commitment of a dog or cat. Even though their time with you is brief, gerbils can bring a great deal of joy and fun into your life, and they're surprisingly memorable little creatures with distinct personalities. Gerbils are lively, intelligent, and low-odor pets that are ideal for people who enjoy observing natural behaviors and creating enriching environments. Their love for digging, building, and playing makes them endlessly entertaining, and their gentle social nature makes them a joy to have around. With the right setup, proper companionship, and some time spent bonding, you'll discover that gerbils aren't just fun to watch. They're full of personality and charm. Whether you're a first-time small pet owner or adding to your furry family, gerbils are a delightful option that will surprise you in all the best ways. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below, and we will see you in the next video.